Okay. And so I had to take off my shoe to use it as a prop because I didn't have anything. Alright, so I really want to share my testimony about coming back to the Lord. And I don't care if y'all don't want to hear this or not. I would prefer y'all to listen to it, honestly. I may or may not cry. So, anyways, this year has been a doozy. Last year was a doozy too, but honestly, it really starts this year. I honestly don't know where to start. I've been thinking about it, like, on my journey and everything. So I want to say maybe 3 or 4 months ago, I had gotten into a really bad place. Dang, and nobody knows, but now everybody's gonna know. So I had, so I was, I don't know how to say it without, completely flat out saying it. I was in a dark place, really, really down, really dark, and I don't know what got into me, but I had, hurt me, and I didn't really tell anybody, and only one person actually knows, like knows, and everything. And I was really down and everything. But I really didn't have a reason to, and I don't know why. I mean, everything was going great. I had a boyfriend, and I'm not saying that having somebody, you're not supposed to be sad, by no means. Yeah, I hope y'all get the point of my message, but this is my testimony, okay? So I was really down. I don't know why exactly. And then one day I kind of just been whacked with the door, not an actual door, metaphorically whacked with the door. And I was like, I haven't talked to God in forever. Like, I used to, say prayers before I went to sleep, and I wasn't even doing that and everything. So I was like, oh my goodness. And it was a shocker for me. I was like, that might be the reason why I was so down. So, I started to change. I started to change. I started to pray more. I downloaded a Bible app to help me, read the Bible more and do devotional and everything like that. And it started to get better. I started doing that, but I just wasn't really living by his word, if that makes any sense. I was still doing some things, but I know I shouldn't have been doing. And then one day I was like, I don't need to be doing that. So I dropped all my bad habits. I stopped doing all that stuff. And I think my boyfriend at the time had noticed that and everything. And I talked with him about how I wanted God to be in the center of our relationship, and he said that he wasn't that religious, and it kind of hurt. I was like, I don't really think this is gonna work. But I didn't tell him that. I was like, maybe God sent him in my life for me to, preach to him and, help him with his walk with God. And so I stayed with him, and I really didn't mention anything else about it. And he kind of started being distant after that. Like, some days it would be good days, and then other days it would just be, like, why aren't you talking to me? Do you not want to try to work this relationship out and everything? And each night I pray that God would help him and help me and show me if he was supposed to stay in my life and to use me to, preach to people that aren't around other people that follow God and never grew up in church like I did. And I really never did mention it again, because sometimes me as a Christian, and I'm not saying that all Christians feel this way, but I feel like most of us do, that we get in some wrong relationships thinking that, hey, maybe God's sending him to us. But let me just say this: the devil also hears your prayers. He can also send you stuff that you really, really want and everything. I'm just gonna say that. And which, I got bugs all over me now, which just led me to thinking, and a couple months go on by, and my boyfriend, he just kept on getting quieter and quieter. I tried to start a conversation with him, ask him how his day's going. Nothing. Okay, well, this week, I was crying over him. I was crying over my relationship with God, because I just felt lonely. I felt like God wasn't there anymore and everything. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like, I'm trying to follow God, but I'm also trying to hang on to my worldly desires. And you can't do that. You really honestly can't. And everything. So, I prayed to God real hard. I was like, Lord, honestly, I just want you to get him out of my life, because I know he's not meant to be in my life anymore. I can't keep feeling this way. And I was like, in all honesty, I want him to stay. I really do like this dude, but I just can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. I want you to get him out of my life, because I can't remove him from my life by myself and everything. And, well, the next night, he had texted me, called me, and everything, and I didn't answer because I was tired. I was kind of fed up, And so I was like, I'm just going to leave this till in the morning. If God wants it to be, he'll make it be. And everything. So I left it in the morning, woke up, and he said that he wanted to break up. And I just replied, okay. I was like, that is my sign to leave this relationship for the better. It hurts. Sometimes I still think about it and I get upset and I just want to ask why. But I know why. It's because he wasn't going to be the one for me. If he didn't want God to be in the center of this relationship, our relationship, then he was not the one for me. And everything. So, that being said, the next day, actually, Wednesday, I was driving back home from a doctor's appointment. Dad was in the passenger seat. He was asleep and everything. And I was just, driving and thinking. I was talking to God, and I was thinking about everything, about my relationship with God, and all that stuff. And I had the thought, like, here lately, I've started seeing a lot more Christian stuff on my feed for Instagram, and people getting baptized, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm so happy for them. But I'm not ready for that. I don't want to do that in front of anybody. I just don't feel like that is for me. And, I mean, you don't have to get baptized to be able to go to heaven. Anyways, but I feel like it helps you on your walk with God. I feel like it does. So I was thinking about it, and how I used to feel scared and not wanting to do it, even though I felt even though I grew up with people telling me, you need to get baptized. If you're a true follower, you need to get baptized. And I'm like, well, it's not really for me. Like, I don't really feel like doing that. My relationship doesn't have to be, I don't have to be baptized to have a good relationship with God. That's what I always told myself. And everything. And so I was thinking about getting baptized, and those feelings like scared, worriedness, and all the other type of fear emotions, I didn't feel that. I felt happy thinking about it. I felt like I was like finally ready for the next step. And I sat there and I was like, I think I want to. So I prayed about it. And I felt like really sure that I wanted to get baptized. So I'm getting baptized Sunday. And I couldn't be more happier. And each time I think about it, I literally start smiling the biggest smile. And honestly, I don't know how many times I've cried happy tears just thinking about it. But I feel like God had put the person in my life for me to go through a stage of I don't know, loneliness, fear, confusion, for me to come out better, for me to realize the difference between the love of God and the love for worldly things and everything. And I've realized it's a big difference. It really is. It helped me get out of my lowest spot. It helped me become a better person, not only for me, but for my family and for my friends. And I just felt like I needed to share my testimony and everything, because no matter where you're at in life, no matter if you grow up in the church, or if you haven't, or if you've been in a low spot, or if you've done, like, God saved a murderer on the cross. He murdered people, and he asked for God's forgiveness, and God forgave him. God, all you have to do is ask for forgiveness and repent of your sins and believe that God died on the cross and rose again on the third day. And you might be like, oh, that's not a lot that you have to do. But really, if you start to believe, the devil's going to keep on knocking at your heart. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy like a walk in a park. It's going to be hard. But the more you trust in God, the more you give God everything, the more you give God your trust, your faith, your life, it's going to become a lot easier pointing out what the devil is trying to give you versus what God's plan is. And who knows? I might not be fit for anybody right now, but I don't plan on trying to look for something that I don't really need, except looking for a better relationship with God. And I hope that y'all see this, y'all listen to it, and y'all have a change of thought. Y'all, like, I pray for every single one of y'all. Even though I don't know you, or I might have known you, I pray for my exes. I pray for them. I pray that they come and they realize who they need to focus on, and that is the relationship with God. I pray for my enemies. I pray for people that I used to despise. I pray for people that despise me, and I know that they don't like me. And I'm not trying to call anybody out. I just want y'all to see the real world and what we struggle with. Y'all might be like, oh, you're a Christian, you're supposed to be perfect. No. Nobody's perfect. Nobody can be perfect because Adam and Eve ate that apple and sin had entered into the world. Nobody's perfect, and you shouldn't expect Christians to be perfect. Even though we strive to be better, we can't be perfect because we are not God. And I just want y'all to know, I'll be flat out honest with you. I haven't read the Bible like I should have been reading over the years, but I do. And I'm working on reading the Bible and understanding it more. Not to read it just to say, hey, I read the Bible. I'm reading to understand it. And God will put a verse on my heart, and I'll be like, okay, well, I know it's somewhere in the Bible, and then I have to go look it up because it bugs me that I don't know the actual verse and everything. Honestly, I should have brought my Bible. Should have brought it. I got the Bible app on my phone, and that's what I look up. I just type in what I'm trying to find, and it pulls it up, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I didn't see why he's been telling me to read that. But I really see, I see and I hear people talk about how the end times are coming, and they really are, and I'm not scared anymore. Yes, it's a little scary, but I know that God is going to watch over his children, and he's going to watch over me. I know it because I'm one of his kids. I know it. I know it. But honestly, if y'all have any questions, y'all can comment and I'll answer them. I'm not the best person at preaching by no means, but I know if y'all really need it, God is going to tell me what to say. Excuse me. God is going to speak through me, and I know he speaks through a lot of people. I've seen our preacher teach and preach lessons that pertain to like what I've been going through, what my family's been going through, and honestly, he has his reasons to. Some days the preacher will have a plan, and then that morning he'll be like, I had this plan, but I don't feel like this is the plan that I need to preach today. And God will literally speak through him. And it's amazing what God can do. I mean, just look at the sky. Just look outside. It's beautiful. And I just want to be the person who is not afraid to tell somebody about God. I want to be that way. And there's been so many times where I just want to scream, I'm going to get baptized because I'm so happy about it. And there's people who's laughed at me because I've talked about it. And I'm just, it kind of hits hard. Like, it's like, why are you laughing at me? Like, I don't laugh at you because you like something. I don't laugh at you because you do this. But that's Satan. That's the devil who's laughing at you, who's trying to beat you off your walk with God. He's trying to beat you down, trying to make you feel bad about it. You shouldn't feel bad. In all honesty, you should feel amazing and forget what everybody else says. Do it for you. Yes, preach to other people. Don't hide it. Don't hide your relationship with God. You be straightforward. If you have to, scream it. He says, scream it on top of the mountains. He says that. Honestly, don't know where, but that song, Go Tell It on the Mountain, that's what he means. Go up to the top of the mountain, holler it out, let everybody hear it. And there's this Bible verse, I can't quote it word from word, but I can pretty much, I don't know the Bible verse, but I looked it up the other day, and it says, every knee should bow, and every tongue should confess. I'm just like, they will. Let me just say this. Jesus ain't coming back until everybody has heard and has had a chance to know him. And it is between you and God. It's not between you and a hay bale and then God. It's not between you, your friends, and then God. It's between you and God on this walk. Yes, you can have good friends. You can have good friends to help you and to support you on this walk. And I got a good friend that is helping me, and I am pushing her and helping her as much as I can with everything. And I honestly think God is speaking through me on some of the advice that I'm giving her, because I've been through what she has went through and what she is going through. And let me just say this, you are never going to feel confused about God's will. You will never feel confused. And if you feel confused, then that is not God's will. That includes relationships. If you're confused about relationship problems, that probably not for you then. Like I say, pray about it. Pray hard about it. Pray what you want to happen. And I was talking with my sister-in-law last night, and she was like, you not only should pray, but you should also tell God what you want. God knows your wants, your needs, your desires. He knows everything about you. He knows how many hairs you got on your head, how many freckles you got on your shoulders, how many freckles you got on your nose, how many pimples, how many anything. He knows everything about you. And he knows all your wants, your desires, your deep thoughts. And sometimes I get hit with temptation, and I'll sit there and I'll just be like, nope, that's the devil trying to get me to go back to him. My mama called. But I'll be like, nope, that's the devil trying to tempt me, trying to get me off the path of walking with God. He's trying to pull me back away from God so that I fall back down. And I'll sit there. It'll be in the middle of class. It'll be while I'm driving. It'll be while I'm in the shower, while I'm at work, anywhere. I'll just pray. Like, I don't have to pray with my eyes closed. I pray in my head. I pray throughout the day just to talk to God, because He is my best friend. He should be your best friend as well. He should be everybody's best friend. But my legs look scrawny. ADHD, probably. I don't know. He should be everybody's best friend. And I wish that everybody could feel the way I feel. Not have to have... I don't worry about anything anymore. I don't have the stress, and I don't have the sadness. And yes, sometimes I get angry and sometimes I get upset, but I'll be like, I should pray about this. I should pray, and I pray, and it goes away. There's been many of nights where I'm just like, oh, I'm too tired to pray. I'm too tired to do my devotional. I'm too tired to talk to God. No, you are not too tired. You are not ever too busy. You are not ever too tired. You're not ever too bad or messed up to talk to God. Like I said, God forgave a murderer before the murderer died on the cross. If y'all don't know that story, look it up. Look it up. He forgave the murderer. The murderer had asked for his sins, and God said, I forgive you. And I know where that murderer went. I don't know his name. Like I said, I'm not the best at preaching by no means, but I hope what I'm trying to say helps y'all in y'all's walk, inspires y'all. I just want y'all to understand that you don't have to be the best at anything. You can try your best. You can fail trying your best to preach, but God is going to get His point across to the people who need it the most. God is going to reach out through me to y'all, whoever is across this screen. He is going to reach out to y'all and convict your heart. And He's going to put, I don't know, He's going to get my message across to people who need it the most. And I know some of my subscribers on here, and let me just say this, I really do truly pray for y'all every single day, and I hope y'all have made it to this part of the video. And I feel like some of y'all are just going to skip over this video, but I just want to thank y'all, if y'all make it this far, for listening to me. I seriously want to thank y'all for being there for me, for showing me. And I'm not trying to call anybody out, but like I said, I do know who my followers, some of them are, and I really seriously pray for you every single day. You might think that I'm lying, but I am not. I don't lie about praying about things. I really don't. And I don't lie as much as I used to. I'll straight up tell you, like I said, I believe that God had put me through this hard time to test my faith with Him. And I am so glad that I had realized that I wasn't where I needed to be, even though I went to church every day, even though I prayed with the church every day. Going to church once a week and praying once a week is not enough to fill your desire and need for the Lord. It is not enough, and I have came to the realization that it is not enough. You can grow up in a church. You can be 33 and finally decide to, let God knock down all them barriers. Let God work on your heart. Let God change you for the better. Got a mosquito trying to get me. You can be 33, 45 on your deathbed, 100 years old. You can be any age. You can be at any point in your life. But if God knocks on your heart, answer the door. Just answer it. And if y'all need me to pray for y'all, you can comment. And if you don't, if you want to carry on a conversation through me, you can reach me through my Instagram. I'll link that. I'll figure out how to link it below. You can reach me through my Instagram. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I will try to answer them the best that I can. And I don't care if y'all sit there and mock me. I don't care. Like I said, God is going to take care of his children, and God is going to correct people's wrongs. He really is. And whoever wrongs his children, he is going to make it right. He really is. And I live by that rule. Yes, sit there, beat me down, make fun of me, but one day you're going to realize that God is on my side. He really is. He sits there and he watches over me and he protects me. And I'm sure I don't know how many things he has protected me from, because he hasn't let it get to me. Y'all might think, oh, well, you're just lucky. It's just luck. No. It's God's grace. It is God's grace. And I really want this video to blow up and everybody to be able to see it and to be like, I can relate to her. I was in a bad spot too, and God pulled me out of it. Or I'm in a bad spot now, and God pulled her out of it. God can pull me out of it. Honestly, and y'all don't know how bad I was in like how down I was, but I mean I was really down. Like I didn't want to wake up in the mornings, and some of this is going to be a shocker to a few of my subscribers. Even though I might not have looked like it, I would slap on a smile and I would get up and I would go. But each night I would sit there and I would contemplate it, and I can't even tell many people about it. But now, since I'm telling pretty much the whole world, I feel like one day I can get up in front of everybody and tell them that no matter where you're at in life, seriously, the one thing that people think is, oh, I'm just so messed up, I can't do that. No, you're not so messed up. You're really, truly not. You're really, truly not. No matter what you've done, no matter how bad you think you are, all sin is equal, and all sin is bad. So, pretty much, lying and murdering somebody is equal sin. Excuse me. And that might surprise you, but all sin is equal. And no matter how or what you've done or how bad you are, you can follow God. You can change your ways, but you're gonna have to open that door. And God's not gonna chase you forever. Just like on the Noah's Ark story, Moses told people, Moses Not Moses. Not Moses. I just ruined that. I literally just said his name. I'm so sorry about that, guys. Okay, here we go. Restart that whole story. So, on Noah's Ark Day. I'm sorry. Noah's Ark story. Noah told everybody, he's like, there's going to be a big flood. I'm building this boat. And they're like, oh no, it hasn't rained. It's never rained. There's going to be no flood. There's not. And he'll be like, look, God spoke to me and said that there is a flood coming. You need to believe. You need to believe. You need to, get on the boat. No, there's not going to be no flood. They mocked Noah every day he was building on that ark. They mocked him right up until it started flooding, and then they started knocking and beating on that door, and that door did not open, because once God shut it, it didn't open again until the flood was gone and over with. And let me just say this, 40 days and 40 nights of raining is a lot. It really is a lot. And being stuck on a boat, you can't get off and go, fish. You can't fish. You can't. He provided for Noah and his wife. And I can't remember if his sons was on the boat as well. I'm pretty sure his sons and his sons' wives were on the boat as well. But he provided for them. He had to have. Because it was 2 of each animal, 2 of each unclean animal, if I'm not mistaken, and then 7 of each clean animal. And 7, I know one of the clean animals was doves. And I can't remember if there was other clean animals or not. I can't remember. Like I said, I want to freshen up and I want to be able to memorize a lot and be able to just, quote it word from word. But, like I said, back to the main point of what I was trying to reach. Once that door closes, God's not going to knock on it. God's not going to keep on and keep on and keep on. If you keep on denying God, then one day God is going to stop trying to be persistent. And that is so scary, how some people sit here and deny him over and over and over again. And it is so scary how many people sit there and mock us. I see it on Instagram, I see it on Facebook, I see it everywhere I go, pretty much, how they just sit there and they mock Christians. And it is so scary. But I will say this, I will risk my life for the Word of God. And used to, I would not say that. Used to, I would be so scared. But now, honestly, I know where I'm going. I'm going to heaven. Do you know where you're going? Do you know where you're going? Because I hope you do, and I hope you're going to heaven with me. But if you're not, then you really need to get on the right path. And you might sit there and think, oh, that's just bullcrap. Or, oh yeah, I know I'm going to hell. I had somebody tell me that. And I'm not going to mention who it is or what their relationship was with me. But let's just say, that hurt me so bad of how somebody can say, oh yeah, I know where I'm going. I'm going to hell. And I'm just like, you do realize what happens when you go to hell. Like, you do realize you are going to be in pain more than you have ever felt. And it is going to be eternal. It won't end. And I'll be up there in heaven. And I won't even know who you are. That is so, I don't know if it's weird, scary, or what. I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like it's more amazing than anything, so that you don't sit there and be like, oh, I feel so bad for them. You're going to be happy in heaven. You're not going to remember who anybody is except for the people who are going to heaven with you. You're not going to remember all the sinners. You're not going to remember anybody who didn't follow God. You're going to remember people that followed him, but you're not going to remember the sinners. You're not going to remember the people who's going to hell. And I hate the fact that I know so many people that are refusing and have refused, and I'm just sitting there like, what you're not understanding is the actual reality of it. And nobody on this earth can understand the reality of how bad hell is going to be. Nobody. It talks about hell in the Bible, and honestly, just seeing how it is described, it is so scary. It's like you're going to be burned alive, but you're never going to die. Tell me, who in their right mind wants to be like, yeah, I'm going to go sit in a fire and get burned alive, but not die? Not many people in their right mind is going to do that. That is the devil trying to trick you. He's like, oh, it's not going to be that bad. It's going to be so fun. No, actually, let me just say this. The devil don't even talk about hell. I've kind of noticed that. He don't ever talk about how bad hell is going to be. He don't ever talk about it. He don't ever talk about how good heaven is going to be. What he talks about is how much of this stuff can he get you? How much money can he give you? He literally asked God, not God, but Jesus. But Jesus is also God. But Jesus is also God's son. He literally asked Jesus to bow down to him, and he will give him all the kingdoms of the world. How unsmart do you have to be? God owns every single thing out here. He does. He's made everything. He's made people. He's helped make cars. He's helped make food. He's helped make shoes. He's helped make clothes. He's helped make houses. You might be like, oh, somebody built that. Well, who gave us the knowledge? Who gave us the knowledge? Man upstairs. Man upstairs. And not your second floor neighbor. I'm talking about the one who's up there in heaven. I'm talking about the real Jesus Christ. He gave us the ideas. He gave us the smarts. He gave us the supplies. He gave us the tools. He gave us the land. He gave us the air. He gave us the food. He gave us the water. He provided us everything that we needed. And you might be like, oh, well, if he wants us to follow him so much, then why not him just, make us do it? Because he can make us do anything. But then what's the point in having faith and trusting him? What is the point in having faith and trusting him and believing? That would be pointless, honestly. So that is why he doesn't make us believe in him. That's why he doesn't make us do anything. He wants us to follow him. He don't want to make us do anything. And honestly, I don't care who comes at me. I don't care if somebody holds a GUN to my head, and the only reason why I spelled that is so that YouTube won't flag it. I don't care if somebody holds a GUN to my head and says, deny him, otherwise I'm shooting you. My video might get taken down, but I don't care. I'll repost it. I will not deny my God. I will not deny my God. Under no circumstances. I don't want to deny my God. And I will. Y'all might be like, Peter said that he wasn't going to deny him, and he denied him 3 times. We all mess up, and I'm not trying to say that as an excuse, but I've prayed to God. I said, God, I want to be the person who, no matter what circumstance, I still praise you and I still preach about you. I said, even if somebody is holding it to my head and threatening to end it, to end me, I want to still sit there and I want to pray and I want to preach to them as that bullet is coming out of the chamber. I still want to be that way. And it's kind of scary, I'll be honest with you. It really is. But like I said, God is going to protect his children. God is going to provide for them no matter what. I seen it with my brother and his wife. I seen how God, she had told me a testimony saying that he had provided them. They were, my brother was in a financial slump and he was struggling. But he said that he would look at his bank account and it looked like it never moved. Never, there was money being pulled out to pay for bills and it looked like it never moved. Let me just say this, God will provide for his children. God will provide money, will provide food, will provide a house. No matter if it's a shed, he will provide. You might not have the biggest house in the world. You might not be the richest person money-wise in the world, but you are the richest person in love, I will tell you that much. God has unconditional love. You could I'll just say it. You can slap him across his face and he will still love you. I'm not saying that I'm going to do it because I don't want to hurt him. But I just want to say this. People sat there and mocked him and threw stuff at him and mocked him, and he still loved every single one of them. And he died on the cross for their sins. He died. There's this song by, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. I believe it's by Jimmy Clifton, if I'm not mistaken. And it is More. That's the song. And it talks about, he said he paid your price and he knows your worth. And I'm just like, he really did pay the price, and he knows our worth, and our worth is nobody could have did it except for Jesus. Nobody, not a single human being could have did it except for Jesus. And he bore all the sins of this earth, future and past sins. He bore it all on him on that day that he was crucified. And he rose again on the 3rd day. Some of y'all might be like, oh no, he didn't. Oh yes, he did. Oh yes, he did. Y'all can believe it or not, but I believe it. And I can't think of anything else to say, in all honesty. I'll be honest with you. I want to thank y'all so much for listening to this video, and I really seriously hope it doesn't get taken down because me talking about God. And that's what's wrong with the world today as well, is they censor it. They censor God. They censor real life things that happen. And you shouldn't censor anything. You shouldn't. This world is really bad, and they tried to hide it. They tried to push it under the rug. They tried to sweep it out of people's eyes, to cover their eyes, to get them to follow them like sheep. It's really bad. It really is. But I just felt like sharing my testimony, because it's kind of been here lately. Like, I want to tell people, hey, I was in this bad spot, and now look where I'm at. I'm getting baptized Sunday, and I couldn't be more happier. I couldn't feel any better, and I'm so glad that God didn't stop, and God didn't give up on me. And let me just say this, y'all not say that, he's done giving up on me. No, he hasn't. You just stop listening. Just listen to him. And like I said, if y'all have any questions, just comment on the YouTube video, or send me a message on Instagram, and I will answer, and I will help y'all to the best of my abilities, and I will pray for y'all. And y'all seriously, I feel like some people out here are looking at me like, oh, you don't pray for this person though. I bet you $100 I do. I really try to go through a list. If I feel any anger towards somebody, I want to sit there and pray. I want to sit there, because I shouldn't feel anger towards anybody. I shouldn't. That's not Christ-like of me. And I sit here and I pray for people that come across my mind. And I got a whole list that I go down when I'm saying my prayers to God. I'm just like, Lord, help this person, help them become a better follower, help them become a better husband, a better wife, a better boyfriend, better girlfriend to these people. And I'm not saying that they're bad, but they're not the best, you know. And I pray for several people that I've had this built up anger for, and I'll catch myself sometimes just being like, oh, I don't like them. No, I shouldn't not like somebody. And I sit there and I pray for them. I sit there and I pray for me to understand maybe where they're coming from, and I pray for them that they will see what God has done for me. And I pray that every day. I pray that everybody sees what God has done for me. I pray that everybody sees how happy I am now, and I pray that everybody sees the light that God has put in me, and I pray that everybody understands what he has done for me and for many other people. I follow this lady on Instagram. Let me just tell y'all her story. She was originally a girl, a female. Then she had transferred. That's not coming out right. Then she had transitioned to male, and she wasn't really happy. She just didn't feel right, and she untransitioned and started following God. And now she has a kid, and her life is amazing. And I feel like she's inspired me. Like, she said that the only reason that she wasn't happy is because God wasn't in her life, and now God is, and now she couldn't be any more happier, honestly. And I thank God every day for showing his grace, for forgiving me. Because let me just tell y'all this, living in this world is not easy. It really ain't. And I pray that every day that I am better, I better myself, I follow God, I don't stop believing, I keep on persistently praying and reading my Bible and going to church. And there's some days where I'm just like, oh, I don't feel like doing that. And then I'll stop myself right there, and I'm just like, that is Satan trying to tell me, trying to get me away from God. And then I don't care what I'm doing. I'll sit there and I'll pray. I'll drop everything. I'll put my phone down. I'll pause anything, and I'll sit there and I'll pray until it goes away. And then I'll read the Bible. But, I've closed this. I've tried to close this out so many times, but then I keep on talking, which ain't a bad thing. It really ain't. I honestly can't remember how much I talked about, but I feel like I have talked about everything that God has wanted me to talk about, and I really do thank y'all again for staying this far into the video, if y'all have made it this far. And like I said, I will pray for you if you need me to. I don't want you to feel vulnerable and comment and be like, oh, pray for my granddaddy, da-da-da-da-da. I don't want y'all to feel vulnerable in any way. So if you feel the need to talk to me more, and you don't want to talk about it to where everybody else can see it, like I said, I'm going to try to figure out how to link my Instagram or add it, or y'all can comment it, comment, be like, hey, can I talk to you about this, or anything. I would love for y'all to comment and share this video and like this video so that it spreads around more. I would love for that to happen. Like, if y'all don't do that to any other ones of my videos, do it to this one, please. Because I just want everybody to have the chance of experiencing what I feel. Anyways, I hope y'all had an amazing day, and I hope for all your prayers to come true, and I pray that God sits there and walks with y'all, and you talk to him every day. And like I said, no matter where you've stood at life, no matter what you've done or who you've been, God will forgive you. And you don't have to accept him. I mean, you can't just pray, and then sin the next day doing the exact same sin. I've prayed for sins that I haven't committed in forever, and I still feel bad about it. But let me tell you this, God will... Okay, so, on Facebook, this is what I see on Facebook. They're like, share if you love God, and scroll if you love the devil. God is never going to make you feel that kind of guilty. He's not going to make you feel that kind of guilty. He is going to make you feel loved and appreciated. God's never going to guilt you into following him. He's not. He's going to give you, hey, you got this option. You can choose heaven. You can choose to be with me and be happy forever. Or you can choose the world. It's your choice. It's not God's choice. It's your choice. But God is there for you to accept him. All you got to do is just open the door and accept him. Okay. But anyways, y'all have a good day. God bless y'all. I hope y'all are doing great. I don't know if I don't care if I lose subscribers. I don't care if my video never gets views. I don't care if anything happens to this video. I just really wanted it to be out there. I want people to see what God has done for me, and I want to inspire so many people to reconnect, to start their path, start their walk with God. I want to inspire people that way. But I'm gonna go cook supper now. I don't have anything else to say, so thank y'all.